to show you guys. Yeah, so I mean, you can wing it with just listening in, but we'll also be showing stuff. So give me a 2 if you can see my screen. Perfect. Humberto from Chile, good to have you on here. Awesome, we got a good crowd today. And looking forward to sharing some good stuff with you guys. I'll be kicking things off with a few updates, SyndBuddy updates, some exciting news. Actually, let me pull up. Let me see if I have that correctly. Got some good stuff to share with you guys. And then, a few updates. And then we'll be switching it off. I have a special guest today on here as well that's going to share some very, very powerful content with us. Here, hold on. My developer sent me a link to an update, so I'm trying to find it. Oh, here it goes. Perfect. I want to have that ready for you guys. And where are you guys from? So you guys are already posting. So UK, Chris from the UK, Edwin from Montreal, Canada. Yes, we will be recording it. Yes, this will be recorded. So as soon as I get this link up and running, I'll be able to start talking. Perfect. All right, that's good to go. Sweden, Panama, Orange Park, Florida, Dave in Missouri, France, London, Canada, Toronto, Canada, Atlanta, Georgia. I was in Atlanta last month visiting my brother. New Zealand, Ohio, Israel, 2 a.m. Wow. Great to have you on here. Eli. Great name, too. I like that name. Scotland, China. Oh, man, China. You're coming to us from the way future, a whole day in advance. Your screen is just a small screenshot. Yeah, I haven't started sharing anything yet. But it's 7:02, so let's just go ahead and kick things off right away. Some of you are on here very, very late. Some of you early morning hours. It's 7 o'clock here, Eastern Standard Time in Miami. And I have an early morning flight to catch as well. Have to be out of here about 8, 9 in the morning to head to Budapest. So my wife and I will be traveling for the next 2 or 3 weeks around Budapest, probably going over to Slovenia and a few other places. So let's kick this off, and then we can wrap things up, all right? Well, it's recording already. Perfect. So a few announcements to kick things off today, guys. Very, very exciting announcements. We're at 50,000 shares already. So give yourselves a hand, big hand of applause. We're at 50,000 shares. Okay, let me see if I can pull it up. You guys might have seen this already. Okay, but we added this nice little counter here. I was hoping to come onto this call and motivate you guys for us to pass 50,000, but I checked earlier today and we were already past 50,000. So I mean, I really think we're building something here that is really going to help everyone that has joined us and everyone that joins us in the future as well. Okay, we're building something that truly people can come in here and get some great shares for their content. So that's update number 1, 50,000 shares. Let's see how quickly we can get to 100,000. But the beautiful thing, what excites me about that is that when we opened the beta, we got 5,000 social interactions among members within the first 3 weeks, which was, to us, it was, man, amazing. This is really taking off. And since opening up a week and a half ago, we've almost 10 times that in half the time. So we're growing at a rapid pace, and I'm excited for that, and hopefully you guys are excited for that as well. Some of you are saying no sound. Give me a 1 if you can hear me. And Bridget is saying, we will love Budapest. Enjoy. Thank you. Looking forward to it. David, how's it going? Saying, what's up, Jay-Z? David is saying, excited to be participating. Perfect. So tons of 1s, so we're good to go. If you can't hear me, then I'm not sure what's going on, but everyone else can hear me. Tons of 1s. Raymond, how's it going? Perfect. So 50,000 shares, guys. Incredible, incredible growth already. Also, we've added a frequently asked question section. Okay, make sure you guys check that out. We've been seeing several questions coming in. One of them being, well, the most common one is you purchased the $1 trial but didn't get your credits. This is a big one that we're getting. If you purchase the $1 trial, you're not getting an extra credits for $1. You're just locking in the price. So you get those extra credits once your account renews in 30 days. Okay, so there's no way we can sell 2,000 credits for $1. Okay, once it renews, boom, then you'll get those extra 2,000 credits. That's one of the big ones. But anything else, just go ahead and read through these. We're going to be constantly adding to this as we see more frequent questions coming in. It's over here on the left-hand side in the menus section, FAQs. Okay, so make sure you check that. You know, if you have any questions before hitting up support, your question might be answered there. Okay, another very, very important thing. This is very important, guys. Self-policing and banned accounts. We've already banned about 4 people, I believe. We're taking this platform very seriously. We're really wanting to build something powerful here. And we need your help, okay? And thankfully, we've banned those 4 accounts because of the self-policing. If you see anyone submitting any sort of, you know, inappropriate content, please grab a screenshot or copy the URL and send it over to us. That's number 1. Number 2, if you see anyone that shares your content, and then when you go to your reports tab, you go to visit the URL and you see that they removed the content that was shared, report it to us as well. And we'll immediately ban that account. And again, we've already caught 4 people doing that, and we're not giving any second chances with that. If you're submitting inappropriate content or you're removing syndicated content, we're going to be banning your accounts, no questions asked. Okay, we won't even reach out to you. We're just going to ban your account, and you won't even be able to log in anymore. Okay, so make sure we're all here, that we're building a community, and we're here to self-police each other. Okay, give me a 2 in the chat box if that makes sense, if you guys are all on board with the self-policing. Perfect. Awesome. All right. Now, we also added the preview to social share URLs. This was a request that a user made, and we went ahead and implemented it right away. Okay, which made sense. I mean, I guess we should have done it from the beginning, but when you go to the social shares area, now this shows up here, so you can preview that content. And this, again, goes back to allowing us to self-police ourselves and make sure that we're syndicating content that we actually want to syndicate. Okay, so now you can see this URL, and make sure you want to share it before you actually share it. Okay, give me a 3 if that is cool for you guys. David is asking, what is inappropriate? Okay, inappropriate, there was one guy submitting, it was borderline pornography. It was a video of him and his wife watching porn on camera. I guess that's a niche on YouTube. I mean, they had a good amount of views. So that's borderline. Obviously, any pornography is not allowed as well. Just use common sense. If in the back of your mind you're like, oh, this kind of might not be appropriate, then it probably isn't. If you're in doubt, reach out to us first to support@zamuraiblogger.com before submitting if you're in doubt. But most likely, if there's a doubt in your mind whether the content is appropriate or not, there's a good chance it's not. Because if you're out there, promoting more adult type of content, you know it. So just think about it as well. If people are going to be sharing this content on their platforms, they might not be in that same niche as you. I'm not saying it's a bad niche to be in, but it's just not everyone would want to syndicate content in those niches. Okay, and we had a few people also asking about that as well, because they're viewing other people's videos with their kids around. So one person had a concern about that as well. And finally, the most important and most exciting announcement of today: we have a new competitions feature coming up soon. Okay, It's actually been completed already. We're just putting a few final touches on it. But this is very, very exciting, guys. We are here to reward those of you that are out there really sharing content, and we're going to be running some contests on a monthly basis, and we're going to be giving multiple different types of prizes, cash prizes, some cool gadgets, any other cool little prizes that we come up with. We're going to try to switch up the prizes on a monthly basis, just to keep the motivation going and keep you guys active, okay? Because that's what we are shooting for with SyndBuddy. We want to create a very active community where people are sharing, and it's already, I mean, you guys have taken it and ran with it on your own. I mean, 50,000 shares within the first week and a half of opening it. I mean, you guys are absolutely tearing it up. So we want to kind of incentivize you and make this a little bit fun. So where is the link? Did I close it? I think I closed it. Okay, let me see. I want to show you guys what we have so far. Okay, we have a competitions URL, but within probably by Monday, this is going to be over here on the left-hand side, and you guys will be able to see this actual page. Okay, but here we're going to be having leaderboards. Okay, so this is what the leaderboard is going to look like. It's going to have all the emails blocked except for yours. So if you're on the leaderboard, you'll be able to see your actual email and know that you're on the leaderboard and how many credits you've earned for sharing other people's content. And you can see how many people are already sharing. I mean, nearly 5,000 credits this person has earned. So if we were to be running a competition right now, this guy would definitely be in a nice lead. But not by much, because this person is at 4,200. Okay, so we're going to be running some cool competitions, so stay tuned for that. I'm going to put together a video and explaining this. We'll probably kick off the first competition probably by the 15th. Okay, do a 15-day competition from October 15th to the end of the month. Okay, or I might count shares from today moving forward. So I'll have a little bit more of a thought to it once the developer completely finishes this, but this is very, very exciting. So the first one is probably going to be some cool cash prizes up for grabs for the person that shares the most. So I'm excited for this. I think this is going to be fun and keep everyone having fun out there and sharing, not only sharing content, but also looking forward to some cool prizes. All right. But that is it for my updates, guys. Okay, just some quick announcements that I wanted to share, and I'm really excited for the competitions feature. And now I want to kind of switch gears. I mentioned in the email that I was going to have some updates for you, but also we're going to be sharing some very, very powerful content with you guys on how to go out there and not only find profitable niches and profitable keywords to rank for, but also just how to get traffic to your content, how to get quick rankings, all of that stuff. But when it comes to that, the most important thing is to make sure you're finding the right niches and the right keywords. And for those of you that stick around to the end, remember I did promise you guys as well that you will be getting a free software that allows you to do that as well. But one thing that I'm excited for is my guest on here today, which is Oz. I call him Oz the Don. That's what I met him as when I first met him, Oz the Don, and that's what I still call him to this day. So Oz the Don is on here to share with us. I mean, he's been in SEO, I mean, since I met him from the very beginning. He's one of the guys that's out there in the trenches, learning, implementing, fine-tuning, developing software, and just figuring out a bunch of great insights into how to rank on the first page of Google. And you're going to see some things today that you may not have ever seen before on any other training as well. It's going to help you to supercharge what you're doing with SyndBuddy. And yeah, I definitely hope you guys pay attention. Hopefully these announcements got you excited. But Oz, whenever you're ready, feel free to take it away. And guys, I'll be here as well answering questions. But I'm excited for this. I'm definitely going to be taking some notes myself.
Hey, thank you, Joshua. Thank you so much for that intro. That was great. And I must say that you are doing something great with SyndBuddy. It's an awesome tool and it's going to get great results. In fact, it's already getting great results for your customers. So well done for that and a good pat on the back.
Thank you.
Yeah, and thanks for the intro. I'll try and give you guys some good quality content on how to leverage SyndBuddy. Okay, so let's get going. Hi everyone, I am Oz, like Joshua said, and what I want to start off with is a quick system check. So could you please give me a 1 if you can hear me and see the screen? See my screen, which says discover how to generate 30 million website visitors. Cool, I can see lots of ones coming in. And give me a 2 if you can hear me but can't see the screen. I can see 1, 2, a second 2. Right. So if you can hear me but can't see the screen, then I think you have a problem with your connection. Although I'm seeing on there telling me that my audio is a bit degraded. So can you give me another 1, please, if you can hear me and see the screen? Cool. Okay, great. Thanks, everyone. Okay, let's get going. So like the headline says, I'm going to show you how to generate 30 million website visitors every month to your website by leveraging Google's plan to predict the future. And this is basically leveraging SyndBuddy and working smart, not hard. So that's what I have for you. We've done the system check, so I'm going to skip that. And just to let you know that I do respect your time because it's a very precious commodity. And I also am very, very conscious of my time. So I'm not going to keep you here for very long. At the very most, about 45 to 50 minutes. And even so, you are actually welcome to leave at any time, even now. And to help you decide whether you should be staying for the rest of this session or not, here are some questions that I want to ask you. There are 3 questions here. The first one, do you want to drive lots of traffic to your websites or to your videos? Number 2, are you unsatisfied with the results that you are getting from SEO? And thirdly, do you find the cost of SEO too expensive? So what I want you to do is type in a Y if any of these questions, if one or more of these questions applies to you, and just give me an N if none of these apply to you. Okay, I can see lots of Y's and ones, no N. Yes, I can see 1 N there. Right, for those of you that are giving me an N, what that really means is that this is not going to be of any value to you, what I'm about to share, and I think you will be better served logging off and doing something more productive with your time. Okay, I just want to be honest with you because the last thing I want to do is to waste your time, which cannot be recovered. But for most of you that did give me a why, this is my promise to you, the SyndBuddy promise for the rest of this session. By the end of this session, you will know how to generate so much traffic in lucrative niches, and you'll be able to monetize the traffic and earn a lot of money that you'll be able to spend on the stuff that you really want to spend money on, apart from SEO, which can be expensive. The other thing that you're going to learn how to do is to target low-hanging fruit that delivers almost instant results. So forget about waiting for 6 months, 9 months to rank on page 1 of Google. You'll be able to do this almost instantly without having to spend all your time in front of a PC. And what that does is free you up to spend your time with your loved ones. And then finally, you'll be able to extract maximum profit from your investment in SyndBuddy. Like I just said a few minutes ago, SyndBuddy is a great tool and you're going to get awesome results from it, and you've made a smart decision. But I'm going to show you how to extract the maximum possible profits from your investment. So that's my promise to you for those of you that did give me whys to my questions. So like I said, I anticipate this will take about 45 minutes and it's going to be an intense and interactive, immersive session. So this is the time that I'll be asking you to please switch off any and all distractions, be it your phone, be it Facebook, be it email, and just focus on what I have for you in the next few minutes, okay? And then, for those of you that want to know if this session will be recorded, yes, we are recording it. But I have to tell you that the information I am about to share is so valuable, it's a gold mine, and I really should be charging for it. So if you are watching the recorded version of this, then please go ahead and finish it, because the next time you come back, it might not be here, because I will not be leaving this up for very long, and you'll understand why very soon. So this is what we have. We have the introduction, then I'm going to go straight into the meat of it and show you how to drive 30 million visitors a month to your website. Then we have, this is the bit that I really love. It's a live show that I call Let's Go Hunting, because that is when I'm going to start that process and help you start the process of driving these visitors to your websites right live during this session. Then I'll give you some free bonuses, which I'll talk about in a minute. And then there's an insane offer for some software that I have that will help automate the process that I'm going to share with you. Okay, I'll show you how to do this yourself, the hard, laborious way. But if you want to leverage technology like I do and like Joshua does, then I have an insane offer for you. Then we'll end up with me telling you how Google is planning to predict the future and how you can jump on the bandwagon. Then for those of you that have questions, I'll spend some time answering your questions. And all in all, it should be about 45 minutes, give or take a few minutes, depending on how long the Q&A goes on for. So is that good? Can you give me a 1 if you're happy with that? Brilliant. Okay, let's get going then. So I did mention some bonuses, and these are the bonuses. And I must say that these are not bribes to make you stay to the end. Like I said, if this is not going to be a good use of your time, then you're better off leaving and doing something else. But just to help me, because I only want to spend 45 minutes and I don't want to spend a lot of time going over every single detail, what I've done is package some of the information that I would otherwise have to share with you into PDFs and videos. The first one has 7 unique and proprietary brainstorming ideas that I use to quickly find lucrative niches that have next to no competition, and that is a PDF. Then the second bonus are 5 health checks that virtually guarantee dozens of page 1 rankings in your niches. That's a PDF and a video. And then thirdly is the tool that Joshua was talking about, which is a keyword research tool, which helps you find and extract keywords from niches. So all in all, that's a value of about $147. And I'll be showing you later how to access these bonuses, okay? Right, and then an important disclaimer, both for legal reasons and because I love to be transparent, I will be sharing some of my customers' results. However, I cannot promise you or anybody success. I cannot guarantee your success. And that is because your results are going to be different from mine. They could be much better than mine, or on the other hand, they could be much worse than mine. And that is especially important in this industry because most people don't take action. And no action equates to no results. Okay, so just bear that in mind, that I am not guaranteeing anybody's results. So why do I think what I have to share with you is important and is going to be of value to you? Well, this is why. Big data, the future of Google, which very few people are aware of, is that the future of Google is not in search. It is actually in knowledge. Okay, and you'll get to see what I mean later on. And that knowledge requires big data. It involves big data and lots of data analytics. And very few people in the SEO world or the IM world are actually doing this or actually know how to leverage big data. But I am about to show you how you can leverage big data to your advantage. The other reason why this is important is that, as I'm sure you're well aware, Google no longer makes access to its keyword data free. So before, you could go to the keyword planner, type in a keyword, and Google will tell you how many searches those keywords have every month. That is no longer the case. What they now give you are ranges of data which are next to useless. So if you actually want data, you have to pay for it, and that cost is prohibitive. And as this guy here is saying, mama, it's kind of expensive. So that is another reason. The another one too is that traditional niche research methods are no longer very effective, and that is because everybody is using the same methods and going into the same niches that have too much competition. And just like the this boss that we can see on the screen, that is already full, and yet people are climbing onto the back of the bus and on top of the bus, risking their lives doing this. That is basically what is happening with the traditional niche research methods. So we need something better, something that would be able to help us find the niches that have less competition. So that is what we're going to do. Then why am I the best, if not the only person that can actually share this information with you? Well, like Joshua said, I am Oz. Many people call me Oz the Don, and the Don, the D-O-N, actually means dominate online niches. And that's because I've been doing this for a long time, and over the years I've developed lots of revolutionary software for small internet businesses. And one of them in particular, which I'll be showing you later on, has been responsible for over 500,000 page one rankings, believe it or not, and I'll show you proof later on. We've got well over 10,000 happy customers, but I like to underestimate things, so I've gone on the low side rather than the high side of saying 50,000 or whatever. So 10,000, definitely we've done more than that. And I'm so good at what I do, I hate to blow my own trumpet, but people have actually started spreading rumors that I worked for Google or that I even work for Google. And I'd like to say to you that that is not true. I have never worked for Google and have no intentions of ever doing so. But this is why I believe that I am superbly qualified to share what I'm about to share with you. But it's not about me. It's not about Oz the Don. It's about you. This is all about you. So what I want to know are a few things before I go ahead. Are you ready to transform your internet business? Do you want to be able to find hidden opportunities that are not available to your competition? I can see lols there, and yes, 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 yes. And would you like to be able to generate 30 million visitors a month? I can see yes, please. Please don't make me laugh. A Y will suffice, okay? Eddie. Okay, and would you like to be able to earn $10,000 per month in residual passive income? Yes, yes, yes. Sometimes a no pops up, but I can't see any today, which is interesting. Although I can see many yeses from the same people, like Glenn, you're just typing in yeses repeatedly. Anyway, let's move on. So that's the introduction, and now for the meat of it. How do you generate 30 million visitors to your website? Well, here are the secrets. The first secret, okay, if you want to do this with organic traffic, which you do not have to pay for, is to dominate page one of Google for thousands of keywords, okay? But how do you dominate Google for thousands of keywords? Well, that is the second secret. And to do that, what you need to do is create niche-specific authority websites with relevant content for lots of long-tail keywords. And just a second, let me get this out of the way so I can see better. Okay, that's better. Right. Okay. So you need to develop content for lots of long-tail keywords, which are actually the low-hanging fruit that I talked about a few slides earlier. So that is how, okay, believe it or not, that you'll be able to drive 30 million visitors to your website and even the websites of your clients. And this is not something that I made up out of the sky or woke up one morning to theorize about. This is well known in the SEO industry by the insiders. So this is a chart from SEO Moz and Experian showing basically how many searches different kinds of keywords get. So on the left here, you have like the top 100 keywords in search volume. And then at the right here, you've got the long tail keywords. And as you can see, the long tail keywords make up just about 80% of all the search traffic in this niche, whereas all these other keywords make up only 20%. But these are like the keywords that most people target because they have, in quotes, high volume. But when you just go to the long tail, which is the low-hanging fruits that most people are not targeting, that actually makes up 80% of the search volume, and that is why you get more searches. But that is not all. You also get more traffic, and Dr. Peter Mayers is an SEO guru of sorts, and this is what he had to say about the long tail. He said, I had a client who obsessed about ranking until we opened up their deep pages to spiders and tripled their search traffic, and almost all of it was long tail. And he says that suddenly that one keyword, that one big high volume keyword didn't seem so important anymore. Okay, so that is Peter Mayers. And then SEO Moz has this to say: build lots of high focused, unique, well researched quality content, and make sure the engines can crawl it, and you will be on your way to long tail heaven. So SEO mods are basically saying the same thing that I said a few slides ago, that build websites, niche authority websites, and then build content or create content for lots of keywords. So that is what they are saying, in other words. Let me get this going again. Okay, now here are some results from one of my clients. This is Gina, who is like a poster child for what I'm about to share with you. Because by implementing what I'm about to share with you, she was able to find 4,000 lucrative niches, as you can see here at the top here. Then 700,000 low competition, which are basically long tail keywords, were targeted. And she was able to have page 1 rankings for 630 of those keywords. And all of them, well, she says that is all about every long tail keyword. Ranking improvements, too much to be cited. Traffic generated 30 million per month. And Gina got so good at this that clients actually paid her to do the same thing for them. So the 30 million visitors a month were not just to her website, but to her website plus those of her clients. Then here is Claire. Okay, what is Claire doing? She is strategically targeting long tail keywords. And what is the outcome of that? She makes over $10,000 per month in Amazon commissions. Then we've also got Mike Johnson doing the same thing, strategically targeting long tail keywords. Okay, and this is kind of hands-free because he builds backlinks once, and this is something that you can easily do with SyndBuddy, which is why I was saying that it's a very good investment. So you do it once and then it's hands-free after that. And what is Mike doing? Because he's building backlinks, he's earning 20,000 per month in commissions, which is more than Claire, who did not build backlinks. So it's up to you really, because these are low-hanging fruits. You don't necessarily have to build backlinks. But when you build backlinks, you will have more page 1 rankings, and that equates to more traffic, and more traffic equates to more revenue, be it affiliate commissions or product sales. Okay, so does this make sense? Give me a 1 if this makes sense, and give me a 2 if it's not very clear to you. Okay, good. All right, I'll carry on then. All right, so these are the steps. So please, this is probably the most important slide of this session. These are the 9 steps to driving 30 million visitors a month to your website. I'll just take a quick sip of water. Okay, I can see someone asking if this is for videos as well. Yes, it is. And for most of your questions, I will answer them at the end. But if I see anyone that pops up that I can answer immediately, I'll try to answer it immediately. Right, and for those of you that typed in a 2, that would suggest that you weren't very clear on what I've just said. So if you could actually type in what you would want me to explain, then I'll try and do so. Right, so these are the 9 steps. Step 1 is to brainstorm for zero competition niches. And I won't explain that during this session because it will take too much time. And that is why I created the first bonus. So the first bonus will explain how to brainstorm for zero competition niches. Then step 2, after you've done that, you would evaluate those niches for volume. And that would help you to eliminate the dud time-sucking niches, because the last thing that I want to do personally is waste my time and my money, most importantly my time, which is very precious, on niches that would generate no traffic, okay, or if they generate traffic, will not yield adequate profits for me, or might not even allow me to rank on page 1 of Google. So we eliminate such niches up front. Okay, that's what we do in step 3. Then in step 4, we find those overlooked but potentially blazing hot niches, and a lot of emphasis on the word potentially, because at this stage they are only potential. Okay, they are not confirmed. We'll confirm them later on. Then in step 5, we retrieve the invisible. They're invisible because other people cannot see them. The invisible long tail keywords. Okay, we do that in step 5. Then in step 6, we run a health check on the keywords and the niches. And once again, this is covered in the bonus, so I won't have the time to go over it during this session, but the second bonus will cover that. Then when you run the health check, that will enable you to find out the confirmed blazing hot niches. So in step 4, you have potential blazing hot niches. Then after you run the health check, you're going to eliminate many of them or most of them. And then what you're left with is a few confirmed blazing hot niches, which you will then select. Okay, so that is step 7. Then in step 8, you create content for those long tail keywords. And then in step 9, you're going to use SyndBuddy to syndicate the content. Okay, so these are the 9 steps in a nutshell. And there are different ways to implement them. But before we go into that, this is where we start that the show, okay, the hunting show. And what this involves really is you telling me what your niche is about. So you give me like a seed idea or a seed niche that I can work with, and then I'll start that process of driving 30 million visitors to your website. But there's a proviso that I need to mention, and that is that whatever niche you share with me will be made public. So anybody that attends this live session or watches the video recording will know what your niche is. So if you're not happy for your niche to be made public, then please do not share it, okay? But for the rest of you that do not mind, just give me a seed niche. It doesn't even have to be a niche. It could just be a topic related to your niche, and that will suffice. I can see lots of niches coming in. I will not be able to cover all. I'll pick 2 or 3 depending on how much time.
A bunch already.
Yeah, I can see loads. Oh my God, and some really, really interesting ones. I'll pick a few, or maybe I'll even ask. Maybe Joshua, you can do the picking for me, so that it's clear
I
that, I'm not picking
see
them.
luxury travel fishing. Oh, I see
Yeah,
the one fishing
yeah,
right there. Paleo diet.
yeah, Joshua, can you get a list of say 5 and give them to me later on when I need them? That would be
Perfect.
later.
Sounds good.
Okay, all right. So I'll carry on. Okay, so thanks. We've got more than enough, but I'll do my best. Okay, when we get started. So I'm going to do a live demo, and like I said, there are different tools that we can use to actually implement those 9 steps. One of them is the keyword planner, or one of them used to be the keyword planner, but since they stopped making their data available, it's not really a viable option. But these are the first 7 steps if you are using the keyword planner. Okay, I don't really want to read them out because I'm conscious of time. So what I'll do is I'll make this available in a PDF. Okay, and usually I do a demo using the keyword planner because that used to be a free tool, and the demo alone would take about 15 minutes. Okay, and to do this properly for all 800 keywords that you would get from the keyword planner would take about 80 hours because 10 keywords take about 1 hour. Okay, and the demo itself would take about 50 minutes. But my opinion is that since the keyword planner no longer provides free data, it's kind of like a waste of time to do this. What do you guys think? So do you want me to go ahead and do a quick demo with the keyword planner, even though you will not be able to use it, or should I move on to onto something else? Okay, I'm seeing no's, move on. Okay, right, I'll move on. So let me quickly just show you the outcome and how this would happen if you do happen to have access to the keyword planner data. Where are we now? That would be here. Okay, so let's say your niche is the music niche. Okay, what I have here are 4 keywords from the music niche. Okay, and as you can see here, for those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, the average monthly searches, you can see that Google is saying between 10K and 100K for all of them. But what does that mean? Does that mean 15K? Does it mean 94,000? Or does it mean 76,000? We don't know. And the same thing down here, you have 1 million to 10 million. That means absolutely nothing. Okay. But what you would do basically was get this data and put it into a spreadsheet like so. And then you would end up after several steps. So step 1 would be something like, step 1 would be this. Okay, you put it into something like this. Then step 2 would be you have your keywords here at the top going all the way to 800. I've just done this for 4 keywords. Okay, then the second step would be you get the long tail keywords for each of those sub niches, so to say, and you put them down here vertically with their search volume next to them. Okay, and then in the next one, you would add up the search volume for all these keywords, and that would appear here. Okay, for each one. And then you would color code them as well. So what I've done is I've color coded them. And these are the health checks that I talk about in the bonus. So then you go on to the next one and you've got more color coding. So there are 5 basically health checks that we do. And these are the color codes for the health checks. And what you want really is to end up with all greens or mostly greens. So I think the next one will actually show that here. Yes. So this one, all greens. Okay, and that gives me like a green signal, which is like a confirmed blazing hot niche. This one is amber, which means that it demands closer attention to see whether or not it is a blazing hot niche. So you basically investigate it further to see if it's something that you want to spend your time doing. But usually you would end up with enough greens that you do not need to look at the ambers. So this is how you would do it if you were doing it manually with the keyword planner or a keyword tool that would give you access to search volume for the keywords. Okay, but we can't do that with a keyword planner. So what I'll do is I'll send a PDF by email that basically shows you these steps that I talked about in the previous slide. In this slide, okay, we'll send you a PDF with these steps so you can try it out yourself if you want to. Okay, but we'll move on. So like I said, it would take about 80 hours to do this for 800 keywords, which you would get from the keyword planner. And 80 hours is an awfully long time because in the UK, one working week is 40 hours, 8 hours a day. So 80 hours equates to 2 weeks. So basically to do this for one seed niche or one seed idea requires you to take 2 weeks of work, which is a lot, to be honest. But the flip side of it is when you think about the benefits that accrue from doing this, then I think it is worth it. And it also shows that you have commitment to transform your business. And when you do that, the money that you could earn just from that one seed niche could pay for a special family holiday that you might have been putting off for many years because you couldn't afford it. And if you get really, really serious with this, you might be able to build that into a full-time income from the websites that you build. And on an even larger scale, it could enable you to quit your 9-to-5 job and spend more time with your family if that's what you want to do. But that is the flip side of the 80 hours. So a lot of people see the 80 hours and that would be like a red flag to them. No, 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 I don't want that. But when you think about this, then it should be a maybe, okay? But from a maybe, yeah, it could become a definite yes. And that's because of this. What if you had access to big data that could cut down that processing time from 80 hours to less than 10 minutes? Would that become a definite yes for you? So give me a Y if that would make it a definite yes, or give me a no, an N if it's a no, and an M if it's still a maybe. Okay, because I believe that 80 hours should still be a maybe. But what if you could come down to 10 minutes or less? Would that become a definite yes? All right, I can see let's go. Oh my God, love for sure us. Hell yeah. Why? One. No, no no's yet, or no M's either. And Richard, is that Richard or Helmut is saying heaven? Okay, I get the message. So let's move on. The thing, as you may be beginning to realize, is that data is power. And Google realized it, and that is why they are no longer giving us access to data. Over the years, over the last 5 years, they've been progressively hiding more and more data. It's really, really crazy. And the last one, basically, you know, beats it all. But we've got a tool, our data analytics tool called Rapunzel Yankify, which reveals all the data that Google is hiding from you, and even more, because we give you access to metrics that are not available anywhere else on the internet, including Google. And what this does is that it allows you to eliminate guesswork, and I'll show you what I mean very soon. And it also eliminates 99% of the tedium, which results in you having to spend 80 hours in front of your computer clicking buttons and typing and all that stuff. It basically eliminates virtually all of it. Okay, and that is the power of data. So this is the stage where we are going to go hunting. Okay, but I'll start off with the music niche. And basically, those 7 steps that I showed you earlier on with the keyword planner and the overview are now reduced when you use our data analytics tool. They are reduced to 4 very simple steps. Step 1, you type in a seed idea or niche, okay? Step 2, you literally snap your fingers, or in this case, click a button, click the prospect button. And then you can walk away and go and grab a coffee, do something else, or use your computer for other activities while Yankify goes away and does all the heavy lifting for you. 10 minutes later, or even less, it's done all the work. And then what you do is you come back and check the Y coefficient for a green check or an amber exclamation mark, which basically corresponds to the green and amber that I showed you in the spreadsheet. And then you double click on each confirmed niche to retrieve the long tail keywords. So I'm gonna do that for you now, show you how this works. So this is Rapunzel, and let's go to the Yangify tab. I'm going to type in music, which is the niche that we were looking at in the spreadsheet. Okay, then I basically snap my finger by clicking this button here, prospect, and that starts the process, as you can see here. 3 seconds, and it's doing everything. It's doing all those 7 steps. They are listed here, and it's going to do all of them for me. So while it is doing its thing, we'll carry on with the presentation, and then we'll come back here from time to time to check on the progress. Okay. Right. So the live demo, that is what I've just started, and let me do a time check. So 45 minutes, and I think Joshua took about 10 to 15 minutes. So we've done about 30 minutes, I think. So that is looking good. Right, here's some feedback based on this method that I'm sharing with you for free. This is feedback from people that actually paid for the information that I'm sharing with you. Peter here says that as a result of following Oz's method, I found a keyword with millions of monthly searches, virtually no serious competition, with an available keyword domain name and a solid affiliate product that pays $50 per sale. And he goes on to say, if I had not used Oz's blueprint for keyword research, I never would have found this gem. So imagine being in Peter's shoes. You find this niche with millions of monthly searches and zero competition, and you get paid $50 for each sale. I mean, what difference would that make to your life and to that of your family and your loved ones if you were in Peter's shoes? Well, you might be the next Peter, because there are still lots of zero competition niches out there that are waiting to be found. It's just that people do not have access to big data to do this, but you will have access to big data very soon. Then this is from Mary, and Mary says, thanks to Rapunzel, I have finally made my first sales online after several years of failure. So I don't know about you and if you're successful or not, but imagine trying to make a success of building your internet business and not succeeding. Then one day, thanks to big data and thanks to zero competition niches, you're able to start making sales, able to start driving traffic to your website. Well, that was Mary, and she was overwhelmed when this happened for her, and we were so happy for her. Then this is Gina, who we've already talked about, so I won't go over that again. And then Claire as well, and Mike. Okay. Now the point I want to make is that all these people, Mary, Gina, Mike, Claire, they did the old-fashioned way, okay, with lots of elbow grease. And what I mean by that is that they did not have access to this new secret tool called Yangify. What they were using was Rapunzel Core, which were these other tabs here, okay, which I'll probably talk about later on. So they didn't have access to this tool that you're seeing here. And let's just click continue there. And that is doing its thing. We'll come back to that later. Okay, but now you will have access to this tool, and all you need to do really is click one button. 10 minutes or less later, it's done its job, and then you can use SyndBuddy to syndicate your content for all those long tail keywords. So let's go back to the demo and see how that is going on. All right, so it's on the last step, and it's taking a bit longer than usual, to be honest with you, and that's because we're doing this webinar, and that's taking up a lot of the bandwidth. But that is finished. So how long did it take? 3 minutes. It took 3 minutes, and it's done the work that would have taken you 80 hours. We've got there 4 confirmed blazing hot niches and 1 maybe that needs more investigation. And to be honest with you, this happened so quickly because in the settings, I've chosen the turbo invisible, which will only return 5 niches, and that is because I'm doing this as a demo. But when you get this software, the default setting, okay, will return a lot more than 5 niches, but that will take a bit longer. It will take maybe 80 minutes, 8 to 10 minutes, okay? But for the purposes of this demo, I'm using the turbo setting, which will bring back only a maximum of 5 niches. And if you count here, there are 5 niches. So out of the 5, 4 of them are confirmed blazing hot niches. And to see if they're confirmed blazing hot niches, you look in this column, okay, look for the green checks. Then you go across to the Y coefficient, and you want the Y coefficient to be higher than 2, and they are all higher than 2. So these 4 are confirmed blazing hot niches, 4 out of 5. So what are the niches? Music album, music CDs, dance music, digital music. And to get the long tail keywords, all you do is you double click on any of them, and that brings up another tab, and these are the keywords. There are 462 long tail keywords for this niche, and there's the monthly search volume that Google was hiding from you. all there. We can go back here and do it for another of the niches. Double click. And once again, this has got 495 keywords there with the data that Google was hiding from you. Okay, so we've done that for music, which was the niche that I used as an example in the spreadsheet. Joshua, could you please read out one of the niches that we got from these people? So we'll do it for
Yeah,
them.
I have an interesting one here. Nose hair removal.
Nose hair, that's a very interesting one. Yeah, let's do that. Nose hair removal. And who do you know who gave us that one? Do you have his
Let's
name?
see. I do not have the name.
Okay, that's all right. Anyway, I've clicked the button and we'll carry on with
John,
our.
yeah, John Reed.
Okay, John, that is an interesting one. I'm surprised you want to share it with everybody, but well,
Yeah,
hopefully
that's a good
nobody will go in
one.
to fight with you. Oh, it's John in York. Hi, John. I know John. John is an all-time customer of mine. He says it was a joke. John in York.
That's a
but
good mix,
that,
though.
that's a great niche. Anyway, for real, let's see what it comes up with anyway. So some more feedback. This is from Michael Moore, and he says it literally took me 5 to 10 days of 3 to 4 hour sessions to wade through Google's keyword planner to research a niche idea. In the end, I would have lots of primary and secondary keywords, but no real idea as to whether the niche was worth the effort. I was just guessing. And if you recall, a few minutes ago, I talked about eliminating the guesswork. Well, that is what you're able to do with Rapunzel. So Mike goes on to say, with Rapunzel, I can do a niche search, verify the niche, good, cautious, or bad, and I can pretty much do it in under 1 hour, starting from scratch, and end up with 5 potential niches. So it took him 1 hour, and guess why it took him 1 hour? Because he was using the older version of Rapunzel, what we call Rapunzel core, which are these 3 tabs there. We didn't have Yangify at the time, so it took him 1 hour, which is a hell of a lot better than 80 hours. But now you can do the same thing in less than 10 minutes. And already we are on step 6 for this niche, and we'll see what comes up. Okay. So when I talked about guesswork, this is what it means, because you know for sure that the niches that you end up with are going to be blazing hot niches. However, having said that, and I just want to make sure that this is the correct slide, yes, having said that, there's some bad news. So as good and as powerful as Rapunzel is, it does not run on the cloud. And I am aware of the fact that a lot of people are, that software that runs on the cloud is basically fashionable, and a lot of people will only use or buy software that runs on the cloud. This is Windows software, it does not run on the cloud. So if you're one of those people that would only use software that runs on the cloud, then this is not for you, I'm sorry to say. Okay, for this you need to run Windows, and it's got to be Windows 7 or higher. And also you need to have Internet Explorer 10 or higher to run this. If you own a Macintosh, then this will work, but you require Parallels or some emulation software to make it work. The bad news is that we do not support Macs. None of us in my team own Macs, so we cannot support you. If you have any problems, you have to fix it yourself, and if you can't fix it, then we'll have to give you a refund. Then the other thing too is that you need to watch the tutorials, the video tutorials, which I'll show you in a minute, okay, to know how to use the software, because it is a really powerful tool. So the software, if you go, sorry, the video tutorials, if you go over there, the help tab, then on the left here, you've got tutorials, and you've got all these tutorials for each of the tabs, okay? So you need to watch them before you can use this. And I noticed that this had finished, and how long did it take? 2 minutes, less than 2.5 minutes, from 3 minutes to less than 2.5 minutes. And I can see 2 greens here. So let's double click, and then we go across, and you can see that they're all greater than 2. So what are the niches? Hair removal reviews, okay, which is kind of obvious, and I don't like obvious niches, so I wouldn't really go for that one. But look at that one, unwanted hair. That is not one that I would think of, so I would double click on that. And then these are the long tail keywords, 359 long tail keywords, okay, which are invisible to most people. Like, look at that one, aloe vera for unwanted hair, bleaching unwanted hair. What is that one? Baking soda and coffee for unwanted hair. Who would have thought of that? And that is a search volume. Okay, so we've done that one. Let's do one more, Joshua.
Yeah, those are some good keywords there too.
Yeah.
Coffee and baking soda, that's crazy.
Yeah, exactly. Who would have thought of that?
Yeah, let's do one that's really a really hot topic right now.
Yeah, let's do that.
Cryptocurrency.
Wow, cryptocurrency. I'm not sure. Well, let's see. I've not tried this before, so let's see what happens. Is that how it's spelled? Is it
I
together, or
believe so. I'm not sure. Let
did
me
you spell it as one word or as two words, basically?
let me find out. Let me see.
Okay,
One
Helmut.
word. First, the
One,
Robert Stone posted it and he wrote it as
one
one
word.
word.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. So cryptocurrency. Okay, all right. I do that. So we'll click the prospect and then we'll carry on. Okay. Um, all right. So that's the bad news. However, okay, in spite of the bad news, there are alternatives. So if you think that you don't want to use Rapunzel for whatever reason, maybe because it doesn't run on the cloud, then here are some alternatives that you can use. They're not as good as Rapunzel. You'll have to spend a lot longer, maybe, I don't know, 10 hours, 15 hours, 20 hours, I don't know, to get the same results. And for the versions to get as much data as possible. So for this one, the agency one will cost you $8.99 a year. Or if you're paying monthly, $120 a year, which comes to, I think, 1,440. Okay, so that's an alternative if you choose not to invest in this. Here's another one. You'd have to pay $199 to get as much data as possible, but still only 50,000 keywords. It's not unlimited, but that's the biggest package. You'd have to pay $200 a month, which comes to over 2,400 or 2,400 exactly. And then this one that is crazy. For unlimited data, you have to pay $470 a month. And even for that smaller package, which gives you only 5,000 keyword analysis per week, you pay $87 a month. So those are the alternatives, and they're not as good because they're not really data analytics tools. What they are keyword research tools. But if you use the PDF that we'll send you later on, you'll be able to achieve the same results with a lot of elbow grease and hard work. Okay, so let's go back to our hunting. I don't think that would have finished yet, so that is still on step 3. So we'll continue. And maybe we'll have time to do one more after this. Right, so you've seen the bad news, but there's also good news. And actually, the fact that this doesn't run on the cloud is kind of a blessing in disguise, because as Joshua will tell you, developing and maintaining software on the cloud is very expensive. It costs money, it requires staff, and those costs have to be transferred to the customer. But because Rapunzel does not run on the cloud, we don't have many of those costs, so we can actually afford to make Rapunzel available at a more reasonable cost to our customers. And that's also the fact that you get access to unlimited data for free. You don't pay extra. You just pay
Yeah,
one upfront cost. Yeah, sorry, Joshua.
yeah, no, I can confirm that, especially when it comes to using the word unlimited for web-based software. I've learned my lesson the hard way.
Tell me about it.
Yeah,
I've heard some nightmare stories from our colleagues who got bitten by
yeah.
offering unlimited
I can't.
access.
I don't do
Yeah.
it anymore. I don't do it anymore.
Yeah, yeah, and for good reason. It's not because you're being mean or greedy, but it's because you do incur cost for unlimited access to your tool and to data. But we can afford to offer unlimited data because it runs on your PC. You're not accessing our network, and we don't incur any bandwidth cost for that. So as you've seen, in 10 minutes max, you can get confirmed blazing hot niches. Okay, and if you use the default options, you get a lot more than 5 niches, which I showed you. And when you do this with a lot of work, I must say, you could be driving up to 30 million visitors a month. And in terms of remuneration, you could earn as much as 20,000 per month on autopilot, like Mike Johnson does. Paul is asking if I use proxies. No, I don't use proxies. You don't need to use proxies for this. Okay, and Kenneth, you're asking how is, let me come to those later because I'm conscious of time. So that's more good news. Quality research tools are worth their weight in gold. So that $199 per month, $87 per month, it's worth it compared to paying Google, which is what Google wants you to do. Because if you are paying for AdWords, you'd be paying thousands a month just to get the same amount of traffic that you will get from these keyword tools. Having said that though, compared to these tools, Rapunzel is a Rolls-Royce product. Whichever way you look at them, you compare them, it's a Rolls-Royce product. But you will not have to pay a Rolls-Royce price, especially today. On our website, which I'm going to show you in a minute, Rapunzel is competitively priced, okay, and offers extreme value for money. But even if you decide not to invest in Rapunzel, you still get access to those free bonuses, which I'll show you in a minute how to get access to. Let's have a look at this. Okay, so that has finished. And how long did it take? It always excites me to see how long this takes. 3 minutes 24. So less than 3.5 minutes. And we've got 3 greens here. So let's go across. Okay, so they're all less than 2.
Your audio just broke up for a second.
These wouldn't qualify. And if you remember, I was a bit skeptical about basically select a different filter. I would use the invisible filter, and that would bring back more niches, more target niches. But we're not going to do that now. Okay, but you could see that there are 3 greens, but they are all, you could go for them. Okay, but you could go for them. I mean, if you don't get any more after doing the other search, you could go for them, but they won't be as lucrative and as profitable as if the Y coefficients were higher than 2. Okay, so Joshua, can we do 1 more or maybe 2 more?
Yeah, let's do, there's another good one, diabetes prevention.
Diabetes prevention. I hope I can spell diabetes right. Is that how to spell diabetes?
Yes.
Prevention. Okay, cool. All right, we'll do that. Hopefully this will give us better results than that one. Okay, so let's carry on. So yeah, so let me show you what Rapunzel costs on our website. If you go there, so that's our website, and that is Rapunzel. And if you wanted to buy it from our website, which you should not do, okay, it will cost you $9.97, okay, and then $27 every month, which is much more reasonable than the other software, especially after the first month. So this is front loaded. Then after the first year, you're basically paying only $27 a month. But even for the first year alone, you end up paying less than those other tools, like the one that charges $199 a month. In your first year, you'll be paying over $2,400. With this one, you'll be paying a lot less than $2,000. Okay, and it gets on after every succeeding year. Okay, so on our time, but today, and for being Joshua's customer and for having invested in SyndBuddy, we have a special deal for you. So if you go to this URL, bit.ly/getyang, GET-YANG, you will see the special discounts. And basically, this gives you unlimited data access and superior analytics for less than $470. I'm seeing people saying that they can't hear me or there's a problem with lag. Can you give me a 1, please, if you can hear me?
Yeah, your audio cut out a little bit, just a couple of times.
Okay, sorry about that, guys. If there's anything that
Uh,
wasn't clear, then just ask me and I'll try and go over it again.
and another alternative link, I set one up, is syndbuddy.com/join. Just
Okay.
in case.
Yeah, those go to the same place.
Yeah.
So you could use either of them. Okay, and I'll give you this later on. This is more like just for those of you that are in a hurry and you want to see what the price is. But there are bonuses as well. Okay, so there's no need to hurry. So you don't just get the software. Okay, for those of you that struggle to take action, remember that at the beginning I said that if you don't take any action, you don't get any results. And most people, including myself, do struggle to take action. So we've got the first bonus will help you solve that. It's called Anti-Easy Dominator, and it's a 4-week implementation project, okay, which will show you how to leverage Rapunzel and Yangify and develop fully functional, highly optimized authority websites, which is exactly what you need to do to take advantage of long-tail keywords and drive 30 million visitors a month to your website. And the value of this is $500. And this basically holds you by the hand and gives you week-by-week instructions, what you're doing on a day-to-day basis, and removes all the guesswork. Then we've also got Rapunzel Core, which is basically what our customers were using before we had Yangify. So Rapunzel Core is basically these 3 tabs, okay, identify, verify, magnify. That is Rapunzel Core, which we used to sell as a product of its own, okay? So that's our original analytics tool, and it's a lot more powerful and flexible than Yangify. Yangify is easy, one-click access, but when you want power and flexibility and control, then I always go back to Rapunzel Core because it allows you to do deep research, okay, and do extensive data analysis because it's got things like filters and flags, which you can see over here on the right here, filters and flags, but I'm not going to spend time going over those. Okay, so you get that as a bonus for free with if you decide to invest in this. And the value of that is $500. Okay. Then you get our Rapunzel blueprint, which basically explains the philosophy behind Rapunzel and all the concepts, so you understand the concepts and what they mean, and you then learn how to apply the metrics and the different data points, how to leverage them and actually find these hidden invisible niches and keywords that nobody else is aware of. And that is a value of $50. Let me go back to Rapunzel because I think that finished the last time I looked at it. Okay, so we've got 2 here, and I hope this time they are more than greater than 2. Okay, so yes, 17 and 3. Right, so you've got diabetes center, which is kind of obvious to me, but that one, lowering blood sugar, is one that I would go for, I think. So I'll double click on it. And these are the long-tail keywords, 247, not that many. Okay, but there's the data that Google is hiding from you there. And once again, what I would do if I was doing this for real is I wouldn't use the turbo settings. I would use the default settings to get a lot more niches than 5. All right, I think we'll have time for one more. Joshua, did you hear me?
Yes. Yeah, you lagged there for a second. Let's do.
Okay, sorry.
This is survival gear. It's a little broad, but
survival. Okay, yeah. Let's do that. I like survival. Yeah, survival gear especially. Okay. Yeah, guys. Sorry about the lag, and it's the network and having to do the searches whilst doing the webinar at the same time. So it's usually a problem. I was actually expecting that we'll have problems with the software. Maybe that it will be very slow, but so far it's been doing less than 5 minutes, which is great. Okay, I hear what you're saying, Timothy. I'm moving around too much. Okay, I'll try not to move around too much. It's me getting excited. Okay, so this incredible offer, okay, basically the total value is $2,194 plus $324, which is the $27 a month. Okay, that is what the entire package is worth. But if you've gone to the website, then you see that you're not paying a fraction of that. Okay, it's much less than that. Okay. So let's hunt, but I think we've done that already, so that would not have finished, so we'll go back. Okay. And what I'm going to do now is a time check. It's 0107, because what I'm about to show with you, we are going to cut out from the recording, so people who are not present at this live presentation will not see what I'm about to show you right now, okay? Because this is only for those of you that are here live. And that's because there's even more good news in the form of more bonuses. They are fast action bonuses. The first one is Rapunzel Contextify, and let me quickly show you these tabs now, but I won't demo them. So you've got Contextify there, and you've got Diversify there. Okay, and you get access to these two as a fast action bonus. So Contextify helps you add relevant contextual content to the content that you create for these long-tail keywords. And this actually helps them read and sound and in addition to that, they actually boost rankings because Google likes content that is rich and diverse and not just focused on one keyword or one niche. So when you add the contextual content, then people are saying they can't hear me audio.
Yeah, it was cut. It was cutting out there for like 10 seconds. It's in and out every once in a while. It's for like 5 seconds. You cut off.
Okay, I'll try and stick to it here. So Rapunzel Contextify allows you to add contextual content to the content that you develop for your keywords, and that will make it past the manual reviews by Google and also help it boost rankings. We charge $9 a month for this, and it comes to $108. Then the second tab that I showed you there is the Diversify tab, and this is all about anchor text for your backlinks. It helps you basically create properly diversified anchor text, leverage anchor text diversity properly. And also you're able to use anchor text that Google has actually satisfied is what they like, is what they want, is what will rank on page 1 of Google. Okay, this to actually help you pick out the anchor text for each of your backlinks that Google wants has told you that they want. Okay, this will also help you boost your rankings, and we charge 108 a year or $9 a month. Okay, so you get those as well. Plus, so basically, when you add those to the other cost, yeah, that comes to $540 a year. So the 216 plus the 324 comes to $540 a year. And we also give you an extra $50 bonus, sorry, discount. That's it, an extra $50 discount. But these disappear after the webinar ends. So they're only available for the duration of this webinar, because people that watch the recording or come after the webinar will not have access to this. And let me show you the two different prices. Okay, so for those that come to this pink area and then go down your free bonuses there. Okay, but for those that come tomorrow, they'll be paying $299 one-off or $119 split pay. But for those of you that take advantage today, you only have to pay $249 or $99 split pay. And then if you scroll up here, you will see those fast action bonuses here. Okay, but if we go back to this one, there are no fast action bonuses. Okay, so basically for those of you on this call, you're getting this for $249 or $99. Then after the webinar, the price goes up to $299 and $119 split pay. Okay, and we're going to delete this bit from the recording, so people watching the recording will not see this. Okay, so is the audio okay now?
Yeah, it's going. Yeah, it's just going in and out. You're 90% of the time you're good, and then every so often it's cutting out.
Okay. All right. Sorry about this, guys. Sorry about this. Right. So I've shown you the two sales pages, and another time check. So it's 01:11. So we spent 4 minutes on this. Okay. So I'm not going to go back to the rest of the presentation. And yes, there is a guarantee. In fact, there are two guarantees, not just one guarantee. So the first one is your normal 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not happy with it, pick up in the morning and you just feel in a bad mood, let us know and we refund your money. But the second one is actually a 90-day double your money-back guarantee. And the way this works is invest in the software, and if you can find anything else anywhere that does similar stuff, okay, then let us know. We'll look at the software, and if you are correct, we'll give you double your money back and you get to keep the software. And this is also a challenge to software developers out there. You can have a look at Rapunzel, go out and try and clone it, and if you can do that in 90 days, 3 months, we'll give you double your money back. But I'm sure you will not succeed because there's a hell of a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes. Okay, so you don't get just one guarantee, you get two guarantees, and I don't know anybody else that does this in the industry. Okay, now more bad news. Like I said before, you need to take action, which is why we gave you the bonus, the Easy Dominator bonus, to help you take action. And Rapunzel is a very powerful tool, as you have seen, but we do not want you to abuse it. So if your intention is to use it to spam and create awful content and stuff like that, please, we do not want you to come on board, because we have a sterling reputation out there, like Joshua told you at the beginning. And the last thing I want is to damage it over one sale. So please, if you want to use this for the wrong purposes, then please stay away. Go and use one of those other tools that I showed you earlier, okay? And I hope that you can respect that. So now I'm going to give you that link again. Okay, there it is. And Joshua can also give you the one that he had, which goes to the same page. And so if there's anybody who has not been able to get to the sales page, let us know and we'll send it over to you. And let me go back and have a look at this. He should have finished by now.
Margarita is asking, sorry for asking such a stupid question, but where, for instance, will the 30 million visitors per month come from? Yeah, this is, everything we're talking about here is free traffic from Google. So ranking your sites on the first page of Google.
Yep. So this seems to have stalled with the network problems. So I don't know if it's going to work. Well, I'll try it a second time anyway, because of the network problems that didn't work for that. Okay, and we're very close to the end. So let's talk about predicting the future. Now, like I said at the beginning, Google is a search engine right now, but in about 5 to 10 years, there will not be a search engine. They will actually be a knowledge engine. And the way they will do that is to combine big data with machine learning, which is more like artificial intelligence. They're already big on artificial intelligence. And by the time they get their act sorted out and ready for launch, Google will no longer be a search engine. They will be a knowledge engine. And what do I mean by that? I'll tell you in a few seconds. The important thing that you need to know, though, is that people will be willing to pay to use that knowledge engine. And when people pay to use that knowledge engine, Google will share the income with websites on page 1 of Google, just like they share that income with websites that have AdSense. But with AdSense, you only get money, or you only get paid when people visit your page and click on a link. But with the knowledge engine of the future, Google will pay you for ranking on page 1 of Google. And people will pay Google to use Google. Right now, we don't pay to use Google, do we? You can go into Google and search anything you want and you don't pay. But the knowledge engine of the future, for certain queries, people will be willing to pay. Let me show you what I mean. For instance, those suspicious husbands or wives out there, okay, I'm sure they would be happy to pay a lot of money to ask Google, where was my wife or husband at 7:30 on the 5th of May, 2005? True or false? Do you think people will be willing to pay for that or not? Give me a 1 if you think people will be willing to pay for that. And give
You might get a lot of guys in trouble here, man. Careful.
No, but the fact is that people are already paying private investigators for this kind of stuff. Okay? And I know for a fact that my wife would very happily pay to know where she can get a 50% discount for a Hermes bag. I know that for a fact. Okay? So these are examples of what people will be happy to pay for. But that's not all. What about elections? Most people were stunned that Donald Trump won the election. Well, I can tell you that there are people that were able to predict it using big data and data analytics. Okay, I know a guy, one of my lecturers, that was able to predict the UK elections years ago when David Cameron won, and everybody was surprised. This is what is going on behind the scenes that people are not aware of. How much do you think people will be willing to pay to know who is going to win the US elections in 7 years' time? Millions. And for websites that can provide that information for Google to leverage, Google will be more than happy to share the income with them. That is where this is all going, but most people are not aware of this. What about software developers like myself and Joshua? Who wouldn't want to know what the next big tool Facebook would buy would be? They paid billions for WhatsApp. They paid billions for Instagram. I would love to know what else they're thinking of buying so I could develop a tool and hopefully they'll buy it from me. That would be worth billions to me. And I'll be happy to pay a 5-figure sum for that kind of information. And Google would share that with websites that can provide that information for them. And the only websites that will be able to do that are those that leverage big data and data analytics. Or for instance, how much will my home be worth in 6 months? Should I sell it now or should I wait for 6 months before I sell it? I mean, that could be worth 5 figures to you, depending on what your home is worth. It could be the difference between selling it for 500,000 and selling it for 420,000 in 6 months. That is worth a lot of money. Okay, so this is just to give you a little picture of what the future is. And like I've said, the knowledge engine of the future will require massive data analytics. And to rank on page 1 in the future will depend on content syndication, which you can already do with SyndBuddy, but it will also require massive data analytics. So my question to you is, do you have access to massive data analytics? If you don't, then one option you have at a very, very reasonable price, but not for very long, is Rapunzel. And that, I think, is how we are going to end. And then I can entertain questions. Let's see if that search was able to go on this time.
And there's already been several people that have joined us as well. Marguerite has joined, Glenn has joined, John has joined, Tim. So a few of you guys have already joined. If you've picked this up already, let us know in the chat box so we can welcome you. TK,
yeah,
Christopher.
Welcome, guys. Welcome, guys. Yeah, so I'm going to go through and look at the questions, okay? And I'm sorry to the person that brought that last niche. I wasn't able to do it because of these network problems.
one person requested to go through the bonuses one more time.
Okay, sure. Let's go back to the bonuses. Um,
And also, someone said that you went through the payment plan too quickly as well. That you were breaking, your audio was breaking up while you were going through that as well. So
okay.
if you can show the bonuses, and then some people are confused with the discount that they're getting today.
Okay, so what this means is that basically we're going to cut out the Q&A then, because I don't want people that are not here to know about these bonuses and discounts and all that stuff. Right, so the discount you get today, you get, I think this would be the next page. So you get an extra 50% discount. So instead of paying $299, you pay $249, okay, today. Then you get these two tools as well as bonuses, which you will not get after the webinar ends. And these are worth $216 a year, okay, plus the $50 saving. So if I go to the website, okay, let me go back and hopefully I'm clear. So this is what people are going to pay once the webinar ends. The link we gave you will take them to this page where they pay $299, okay, one time, or they pay $119 over 3 months, and that comes to a total of $357 over here, okay? This is what they'll pay after the webinar ends. But for those of you on the webinar, okay, you get to pay $249 one time and no more expenses monthly or whatever, or you pay $99 over 3 months, which comes to $297. And then you can see that this is saying Rapunzel Yang Fab. Okay, and when you scroll up, you will see the fast action bonuses listed, but they are not listed over here. And that just
So
says
he's showing,
Rapunzel Yang.
just so it's clear, he's showing two different pages. The page
Yeah.
that you'll be purchasing from today is obviously a cheaper price with all the bonuses. The page that other people will see that are not on the webinar is the more expensive page without the bonuses.
Yep, that's right. And there are no OTOs, none at all. Bridget or
Perfect.
Bridget.
And
Yeah.
Merv just joined us. Ray just joined us. Awesome. Rusty, Edward, awesome. Great to have all of you on board. Edward Bragg. There was one question as well. Where'd it go? Oh,
Okay,
how many PCs can they use this for?
Yeah, you can use it on 2 PCs. You can use it on 2 PCs.
Perfect.
Okay. Now, Eves wants to know how to use this with Mac. With Mac, you need to use what is called an emulator, like Parallels, but we do not support that. So it should work, okay, but we cannot offer you support. So if you run into any problems, you're on your own, basically. And I must say that most of the refunds that we get are people that don't own Windows 7 or higher, or don't own Internet Explorer 10 or higher, or people that own Mac. So it's basically down to technical problems, which is no fault of ours. But we do offer a 30 days, no questions asked guarantee anyway. So even if it's not a technical problem, we will still give you your refund, okay? But most of the refunds we get are because of people that can't get it to work because of their system. Okay, let me scroll back and see. Jonathan is asking, how do we know that these keywords are guaranteed first page ranking? That's because of the health checks that we run, which I show you in the bonuses. So, or the software actually runs those health checks for you. If you get the software, it runs those health checks for you. So when you see a green check, which I can't show you now, that means it's verified. So you can see the verified column. And when you have the green check, then that would mean that it passes. And also we've got in Rapunzel Core, we've got what we call the verify tab here. And you can actually go and do that and make different selections and have more control over the process. So you can retrieve your keywords, retrieve recursive keywords, retrieve volume data, and then verify the niche as well. So you can, basically everything we do in Yangify, we can do in Rapunzel Core, just that it takes longer, but it gives us more power and more control to do that.
Perfect. And someone's asking if there's training that comes along with the purchase.
Yes, you get the tutorials here. We've got tutorials for every single tab and an overview. Okay, we've even got the data metrics explained. Then you've got the filters explained and flags explained. And one of the bonuses, the Rapunzel blueprint, also explains the concepts behind what we're doing. behind the metrics. It also explains what the metrics are, how to use them, and actually defines them for you. And lots of stuff about search, like exact match, phrase match, broad match, what they mean, how to leverage them, how to use them to dig deep into niches. This is stuff that even Google is not aware of. And it's because of stuff like this that people were saying that I work for Google, but that is not true. I don't work for Google. But even Google is not aware of some of the things that I share in that blueprint. It will be an eye-opener for you. Just that alone will make a big difference to the way you go about doing your research.
And
Can
guys,
you just yeah, go on, Joshua.
no, I just wanted to clarify as well. This is, I mean, the perfect match for SyndBuddy, and if you guys purchase SyndLab as well, I mean, this is just the perfect match because it allows you to get all the keywords that you need to go out there and rank for, and then you can use SyndBuddy to syndicate and get those powerful social signals and backlinks. So when it comes to getting free traffic from Google, one of the most important things is to ensure that you get those good keywords that you can rank for, so that once you bring SyndBuddy into the picture, boom, everything just falls into place.
That's right.
Frank is asking a clarification. This is $249 today and 27 monthly, or just $249?
No, it's just $249 today. You don't pay anything else. That was why I'm saying that you get access to unlimited data for free. So you're really actually paying for the software. You're not paying for data. So if you went to our website, then you would be paying $27 every month for the data.
Perfect.
But because you guys are Joshua's customers and have invested in SyndBuddy, this is a special deal.
And it's an incredible deal, guys. I'm telling you, to be able to offer unlimited data for free, I mean, that's just incredible. Maybe some of you on here that own Serpify and SyndLab, you guys know that we initially offered an unlimited plan on both of those, but we had to quickly shut them down because offering unlimited on a software is just insane. So that alone is a very, very powerful bonus there.
Eves is asking if it has to happen today. Yes, it has to happen today. Yeah, because this is a crazy offer, and I don't want to devalue our software by making it available for so cheap. And if other customers know, they won't be happy. So I have to end it before we send out the recording. Definitely. Yeah. Someone is that. Gordon says he just picked it up. Welcome, Gordon. Welcome on board. David, welcome. Frank, welcome. I saw someone saying, I love Anthrapunzel. I wonder if that's an existing customer. Someone is asking if it works with French keywords. Yes, it does. In fact, I'll show you something. If over here you can see language, okay, and that shows the language that you're using, but you can change that. You can even change your location. So for French, that would show French. So it works for all languages. Yeah, it works with multiple languages. Well, one language at a time. So you can't use it for English and French and Spanish at the same time. No. But you can use it for English, do a search in English, then use it for French and do a search in French, then use it for Spanish and do a search in Spanish for different searches, but not all at the same time. I hope that makes sense.
Rena, I just replied to you in chat. The special that we're offering is for the whole package.
Yeah. And Jordan, you're asking if this is super needed, or can you do with just SyndLab and SyndBuddy? Yes, you can. You can. I think Josh, you might want to chip in, but I believe you could do well with just SyndBuddy and SyndLab. What you're doing with Rapunzel is basically working smarter and leveraging your time, so your time is working for you rather than you working for your time. But yes, of course, you could use SyndLab and SyndBuddy without this, and do it, or you could even use the information that I shared and do it manually if you wanted to.
Yeah, absolutely. You can always go out there and do your keyword research or niche research manually, like Oz showed you. That's a completely doable option. I used to do all of my stuff manually when I first started, and then once I started finding tools and automation, boom, I started purchasing software to make my life easier. So yeah, you can absolutely just use SyndLab and SyndBuddy, but like I said, using this is the perfect match because you're going to have to do your keyword research or niche research anyways. So if you have the ability to automate that process,
That's
and you
right. Yeah.
already have the backlinking part automated. So boom, this is the perfect fit. You can go out there, find profitable niches and keywords, and then boom, be off to the races a lot faster than having to spend an hour, 2, 3 hours doing the manual research yourself.
That's right. Okay. Any other questions? Right.
And yeah,
If you've got a question that has not been answered, please type it in again to save us having to scroll all the way back.
and yeah, Jordan, you just answered your own question. She says, takes forever though, right? Yep, it does. Trust me, I used to do research manually up until the early hours of the morning.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We've got a question from Richard. What is Unify? That's a good one. And someone else is asking what you get with the free bonus. So the free bonus is Unify, which is this tab here. And that basically allows you to retrieve the long tail keywords, but without the data. Okay. So if I type in a keyword here, I don't know if it will work. Let's type in whatever, diabetes, for instance. Well, that retrieves all the long tail keywords for diabetes, which you can export into that spreadsheet like I showed you, but you would still need somewhere to get your volume data from. Before, you could get that from Google Keyword Planner, and that's when this was really useful, but now Google doesn't give you that data for free anymore. So you will still need another tool that will give you the search data, which you used to be able to get from Google for free. So I'm sorry, it's nothing to do with me. Before, you could actually use this with the Google Keyword Planner, get your keywords, then go to Google Keyword Planner and extract the data. But now you can't extract any data from Google, and that's nothing to do with me. But you can still get the keywords anyway. You can export them and use them anywhere you want. Okay, so that is what you get with the Unify tool, and this itself is worth a lot of money, more than $50.
And guys, just to clarify one more time, the offer that we're offering tonight is a one-time payment. If you try to go and purchase outside of this special webinar, yes, there is a monthly fee, but if on this call, there is no monthly fee. It's a one-time payment, $249. For those of you that are on here, one-time payment, no monthly fees are tied to that.
Yeah. There's also a split pay option where you pay for 3 months, but after that it ends. Okay, so you could either pay $249 or you pay 99 times 3, which comes to about $297, but it ends after the 3rd month. That just makes it easier for those that have budgeting issues, that maybe they can't afford that $249 in one go. You can split it up over 3 months. Okay, but you don't pay any monthly ongoing cost after the 3 months is up. That only applies if you don't buy during this special offer.
And John posted a great testimonial. He said, I've owned Rapunzel since it launched, but he bought it again tonight for the extra tools. So
oh my, John, you didn't need to do that. Come on, John. Is this John Reed?
John Green.
John Green, not John Reed.
No, John Green.
Okay, no, John, I don't think you need to do that. You don't need to do that. We'll talk about this, okay? If you wanted the bonus, you should have let me know. Okay.
Yeah, John.
We'll talk about this. We'll talk about this later. Okay.
Sure.
Yeah, I have some crazy customers like John. John I know owns this, and he always attends the webinars just to listen to the training.
Sure.
So I thought it was him. But
so Tony is asking. So a few of you are asking about if you have SyndBuddy and SyndLab, do you need this? So guys, remember, I'll recap one more time. If you're on here, there's a good chance you're a customer of SyndBuddy and SyndLab. So SyndBuddy and SyndLab allows you to syndicate your content, okay, which means getting backlinks, getting social signals, bookmarks, all of that good stuff. But at the same time, you still need to do your research to rank the content that you're going to be submitting to SyndLab and SyndBuddy. That's where this tool comes in, because this tool automates you being able to find great keywords to rank for. Because for me, that is the foundation of any successful SEO campaign, is to make sure you have the right keywords, you're targeting the right niches, and that's what this tool does. Not only does it find the good keywords for you, but it gives you all of the data that Google is hiding from you, the exact search. Those numbers that we used to get for free, Google stopped allowing us to access that information. With this tool, you can access that information, get some great keywords, profitable keywords, and hundreds of keywords within just a few clicks. I mean, just the examples that you saw, we pulled a bunch of keywords within 3 minutes most of the time. So if you're looking to get good keywords, automated, and all of that good stuff, get data that you can't get access to anywhere else, then that's what you need this for, okay? And then once you find the good keywords and the good niches, and you have that content ready to submit to SyndLab and SyndBuddy, that's where that comes in. So it's the perfect combination, guys. You're getting your research automated, and you already have your backlinking automated. All right.
Cool. Thanks for that. Thanks for that, Joshua. We've got someone asking if we need XRanker. I don't know what XRanker is. That sounds like a backlinking tool, or I don't know.
Yeah, no, XRanker is my other tool. It's the video ranking tool. So
okay.
Yeah, this definitely gives you more, because XRanker has a keyword engine built into it, but it doesn't provide exact search data. Okay, so this has the extra edge where it gives you those exact numbers that Google stopped showing us. And we had to, when we first built XRanker, we had access to those tools, but then Google cut it off, so we don't have that built into XRanker. So you can use this in conjunction with XRanker, because again, this will find you some keywords, and then you can use the keywords you find with this to create a bunch of live events inside of XRanker. And XRanker comes built in with a rank tracker as well, so you can use that and track your rankings in there. The join link is in the chat box, Derek. I'll post it once more for everyone. You got another fan. Oz Rusty is saying, I have been with Oz since Aunt Cinderella and Aunt Penquinator.
Ah, Rusty, hey, how you doing? How you doing, guy? Good to have you here. I hope you've enjoyed the session and the info that I've shared. The stuff that really excites me is the knowledge engine of the future, because very few people are aware of what's going on behind the scenes in the labs of Google and Amazon and Facebook. It's all about AI and machine learning and big data. And that's what I've been focusing on for the last 18 months or so. So exciting stuff, really. And no other tool can do this. Even the tools that are charging you $470 a month, those are just, very expensive keyword research tools. They're not doing data analytics. So this gives you a real edge over your competition, not just now, but going into the future. And that's why we're going to be increasing the price very soon, even beyond the $1,000, maybe early next year, once we do some more improvements. The other thing that I've not mentioned, because I didn't want to waste and take up your time, was you get improvements for free. So we're not going to charge you for new versions like some people do. So every improvement that we add to Rapunzel, you get for free. Well, to that tab. So every improvement that we add to Yangify tab and any of the core tabs, you get for free. If we do add other tabs, then those will have to be paid for, because they're separate tools. Okay? But you won't have to pay for improvements to Yangify.
Awesome, guys. And if you're on the fence about picking this up, let us know in the chat box. Write that you're on the fence, and then write the reason that you're on the fence, and then we can address those issues for you. Remember, there is a $50 discount for purchasing while we're live on the webinar, as well as getting those amazing bonuses. So if you're on the fence, you want to make sure you ask your questions now, get those cleared away, so that you can take advantage of those discounts and those additional bonuses. So if you're on the fence, write, I'm on the fence, and let us know why. Gills just purchased. Awesome, Gills. Great to have you on.
Welcome, Gills. And everybody else, I can see purchases popping in every second, literally.
Frank is saying he's on the fence.
You won't regret this.
And he's saying, what is the learning curve on this?
The learning curve is, well, for Yangify, to be honest, is nothing, because Yangify comes pre-packaged. So the settings, you don't need to touch this, because the default setting, which you get, you can use. So all you do is put in your seed niche there and click prospect, and you get. And once you do what I've shown you on this during this training, you're good to go. But the only other thing I would add would be just to be on the safe side. Watch this Yangify video. Let's see how many minutes this is. and then you're good to go for Yangify. Then later on, you can take your time to learn the other tabs.
Hey, your audio cut off a little bit.
Okay, and then use them.
Yeah,
so I'm waiting to see if, or do I need to click it?
You cut off there for a second.
But basically, just watch that Yangify. Watch that Yangify. Yeah, and we're having network issues. I was saying that all you really need to do is to watch the Yangify tutorial, and you're good to go, really, for everything that I've showed you now. Then later on, you can take your time and learn. Okay, sorry, this is now playing. And let me pause it.
Yeah, that's a
5-minute video. So that's
Frank,
a 5-minute video.
Frank, just to address your concern as well is one of the biggest things that I see that I guess makes the learning curve bigger for many people is the fact that they don't go through the tutorial videos. You have no idea how many people submit a support ticket to my support asking questions that we cover in the tutorial videos. So it's just a matter of being patient, spending the time to watch the tutorial videos, even if you have to watch them multiple times, and that will diminish the learning curve greatly for any tool you buy. All right, whether it's SyndBuddy, whether it's this Rapunzel, whatever tool, if you spend the time to properly learn the software, go through the tutorials, that benefits you a lot more. So just wanted to put that out there as well. Thank you, Lynn. Keith is saying he has some issues purchasing. Okay, Keith, I'm pretty sure we're able to see that you attempted to make a purchase. So if you have to clear up a few things tomorrow morning with your bank, I'll recognize your name.
Yeah, you can either contact Joshua or go to our help desk. Let me give you our help desk address. And so is that Keith? Yeah. Okay, that's our help desk. Support at addictivetext.com. So let us know that you're the Keith that had problems paying during the webinar, and we'll make sure you get the discount and the bonuses.
Perfect, guys. So remember, if you're on the fence and you have any final questions or anything, let us know so that we can address your issues. There is a very, very special price and bonuses going on while we're on the call. So make sure you post them in there. Clifton just signed up. Awesome, Clifton. Great to have you on. Brian said he just got here. Awesome, Brian. We're about to get started. So take it easy. No, I'm joking. We did record everything. So you're about an hour and 42 minutes late. So we have all of that recorded. We'll be posting it in the members area once it's done. Thank you, David, saying have a safe trip. Thank you very much. Christopher saying he's also having issues. So if you're having issues purchasing, guys, just hit up the support email that you see on the screen right now. Let us know that you were on the live webinar, that you were having some issues paying, and we'll get you taken care of. Amanda just joined us. Awesome, Amanda.
Chris just joined as well. Chris Wright, welcome on board, Chris.
I'll post the link one more time for those of you that may have missed it. Jordan is asking, what do you guys suggest for creating good content once you have found good niches? There's multiple options. If you're on a budget, you can write the content yourself, good old-fashioned research and writing content on your own. The other thing is if you do have a little bit of a budget, you can outsource your content. There's a website out there called iWriter.com. You can get content for $3 to $5. And if if you pay a little bit more, $7 to $9, you can get the better quality writers. But for about $3 to $5, you can get some decent content on there, and then edit it to your liking. But yeah, those are two good options there. Email address for support is on the screen, which is support@addictivetext.com. I'll post it in the chat box as well.
Okay. And Gordon said that he had problem paying with PayPal, so used his credit card direct, and that worked, bypassing the PayPal login. So for those of you having problems, maybe that could be a way around it. So thanks, Gordon, for that update. And Clifton says he's an old Cinderella user, loves it. Thanks, Clifton. We love our software tools as well because they're unique and a lot of thought goes into creating them. Thanks for the feedback.
If you've purchased and haven't got your login information, you can also send an email to the email address that's on the screen. I've posted it in the chat box as well. All right, so if you guys have any final questions, if you're on the fence, let us know that you're on the fence and then ask your question. Jordan is asking what type of websites, content, and how do you monetize it? Well, it really depends on the product and the niche, but pretty much for one thing is when you're finding your keywords, you also want to make sure that you can find a good product to match that keyword. If it's not a keyword that's already tied to a specific product. I always like within the content to link to products on Amazon, to link to also have an opt-in form there to build my list. So there's multiple ways that you can do monetization, okay? If you're doing CPA, again, you're asking about CPA, you can link to the CPA offers from within the content. I always like monetizing everywhere. So in the content, I'll hyperlink text that links to my affiliate link. I'll hyperlink any and all images in the content. I'll make sure that goes to the offer. I'll also have video on my content and make sure I have a call to action in the video, below the video, and also on the sidebars, okay? The good thing about WordPress is it allows you to monetize your sidebar, so you can have banners there. You can have funky looking images that catch people's attention and then get them to click. You can always put AdSense code on your site as well. So multiple different ways that you can monetize your content.
Yeah, and one quick way that Joshua didn't mention is AdSense. So with AdSense, you can basically just put content up there, rank on page 1 of Google, and when people click through and click on the ads, you get paid by Google. So that is one of the easiest ways. The earnings pay, the EPC is not as high as other methods, but it's like one of the quickest and easiest if you're in a hurry. Because I saw someone ask, what's the quickest way to make money with this? Then I would say AdSense is probably the quickest way to do that.
Yeah. And one thing that I like to do around this time of the year as well is start pointing all of my affiliate links to Amazon because right now is when people are really going to start buying presents and Christmas gifts and all of those different things. And usually you'll see that right after about the 15th of November, right after Thanksgiving time. That's when sales really start to ramp up, and just getting the click to Amazon will get you sales. Anne is saying you're on the fence. Have to check my Internet Explorer. I love the content and software. Awesome, man. Well, the good news is that you can always update Internet Explorer for free. I believe. I don't think they charge for that, right? I haven't used Internet Explorer in a while, but I believe
it's true. Yeah, so if you've got Windows 7 or greater, then you're good to go. Just make sure that you install IE 11 later. If you don't have it already, then just make sure you can update it. You do update IE 11. So the critical thing which you need to have is Windows 7. Okay, and then make sure you install IE 11 after that, if you don't have it already. But most Windows 7 boxes, I think, have IE 11. Right, you have Windows 7, then I think you should be good to go.
Sam just bought. Awesome, Sam.
Welcome, Sam.
Jordan is saying it's a 24-hour cookie for Amazon, right? Yes. So everything they buy within a 24-hour period, you get credit for. And you'll see during the holidays, people just go to buy one product and end up buying 10, 15, 20 products. All right. Perfect. So Coach Tony, yes, they answered your question. Ken answered your question as well. Paul is asking, the link to Amazon has to come from my banner or text and blog, right? No, they've recently added this new link shortening thing. So let me show you. Let me see here. Yeah, let me see if I can grab the screen real quick. 1 second.
John, can you send an email to support? So we'll have a look first thing in the morning. Most of my team are asleep right now, but we'll be able to look at this ASAP. And if you also put in your email address into the questions box, I'll take a note of it and look at this
All right.
myself too.
This is looking a little funky right now, but you can see here you can do text links, and they give you these short links now. So you can put these anywhere. Now, what I like to do, so you can choose short link or you can do full link. Obviously, I like using the short link, but what I do is I usually use a redirect as well so that I can test multiple offers. So I won't just link to Amazon. I'll try another offer, things like that. But like I said, around this time, I'll usually change all my redirects to Amazon. So if you click on text about when you're on Amazon, you can get these shortened links. And this is obviously my affiliate link. So let me send it over back to you. John is saying he's bought and requested his password. John, just send an email to the support desk.
Yeah, I'm dealing with John, so we'll get that sorted ASAP.
Perfect. All right, Ristevsky, do you mean my audio was cut off or Oz? Paul is saying you can put that in a YouTube video. Yes, I do it all the time. I don't know who started that rumor that you can't link to Amazon from YouTube, but I do it all the time and I've never had an issue. So yeah, so Ristevsky, just real quick, if you're an Amazon affiliate, you can, if you go to Amazon, you'll see your Amazon affiliate toolbar at the top. You can click on link, and they now have the option to use short links instead of the ugly, long-looking links. All right, and some people are asking about the bonuses.
Derek, it will be the same URL. We're just going to change the page after this. So it will be the same URL that you've got, but when you go there, it will be a different price. Yeah.
All right, so we're rounding the corner on the 2-hour mark, guys. So we'll take questions for 2 more minutes, and then we can call it a night. So if you have any final questions, feel free to post them in the chat box. If you're on the fence about joining, you have about 2 minutes before the special price and the bonuses expire. So make sure you post them in the chat box. Kurt is asking, please put thumbs up for YouTube for credits on YouTube. I will talk to my developer. I believe I spoke to him about that once already, but I will make sure to mention it and figure out if we can get that in there. Eves, we haven't answered you. Yeah, while we're on here. Oh wait, are you talking about? Yeah. So while we're on the call, Eves, that's what we mean. Awesome, great. Glad that we can help David. All right. Have a good night, Marguerite. Hopefully, I'm saying your name correctly. Sean is saying also Twitter credits without logging in. Yeah, with SyndBuddy, you have to be logged in so that you can tweet people's content. So it won't be possible to give you credits without you being logged into Twitter. Good night, Sam. Marcus, I will send you the link now. Marcus wants to join. I'm sending it to everyone once again. Remember, you can go, that's symbuddy.com/join, or you can use the one that's on the screen, bit.ly/get-yang. All right, so 2 minutes have passed, guys. Thank you, everyone, for coming out tonight. If what we could do is, if anything, I'll leave the webinar running for another 2 minutes or so. I'll answer questions in the chat box. I'll leave the buy link on the screen for another couple of minutes for those of you that are still on the fence. But besides that, thank you, Oz, for everything you shared today. Thank you, everyone that showed up. And keep your eye on your email, guys, for all the updates and competition and all that stuff for SyndBuddy. Everyone, have a good night.
Thank you, Joshua. Thanks, everyone, for being here with us. And good night.